Standing committee meeting of the ruling Nepal Communist Party has mounted pressure on the party chair and Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli to resign from the dual position. It in fact turned out to be quite an eventful day yesterday politically, as there were reports of trying to register the former UML party. Given this scenario, all eyes are on Premier Oli and his next move. Good morning, I am Bipashna Tamang and these are the headlines of the hour. Top brass leaders demand resignation of the party chairman and Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli. Premier calls an emergency meeting of some of the ministers. Over 300 new coronavirus cases take the total tally to over 13,500. Parliamentary committee directs the government to procure auto machines to increase PCR tests at the earliest. China imposes a controversial new security law in Hong Kong with provision of life imprisonment to people for violation of the law. And Atletico Madrid hold Barcelona for a 2-2 draw. Pressure mounts on Catalans in the title race. The top brass ruling party leaders, including Executive Chairman Pushpakamal Dahal, has demanded the resignation of Prime Minister and Party Chairman KP Sharma Oli from the dual positions. Executive Chairman Dahal criticized Prime Minister Oli for exhibiting unilateral ways with the government and party and demanded his resignation from both the posts at the standing committee meeting yesterday. Dahal urged Prime Minister Oli to step down from the post to pave the way for a better leadership, citing that the government's activities had dented the party's reputation. Referring to the recent controversial statement by the Prime Minister alleging India of trying to topple his government, Executive Chairman Dahal said that it was him who sought the Premier's resignation, not India. In response, Prime Minister Oli raised question on the timing of the statement, citing matching messages from party leaders and Indian media. Likewise, party's Vice Chairman Bamdev Gautam challenged the Premier to prove his claims. Senior leader Madhav Kumar Nepal accused Prime Minister Oli of neglecting his responsibilities in the party, which he said had resulted in complications within the party. Another senior leader, Jhalanath Khanal, demanded for the basis for his claims too. The disgruntled faction within the ruling party, including Executive Chairman Dahal, senior leader duo Khanal and Nepal, and Vice Chairman Gautam, had been holding separate meetings to pile pressure on the Premier in recent days. On Saturday, Prime Minister Oli had said leaders from his own party had been plotting against him. The main opposition, Nepali Congress, has criticized Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli for his recent remarks alleging India of attempting to topple him from the government. The opposition has also called such a statement as against the country's sovereignty. At this Central Committee meeting held yesterday, the main opposition called the Premier's statement apolitical and accused the Prime Minister of not being able to maintain the reputation of his position.
नेपालको संविधानले सरकार बनाउन सक्ने र सरकार हटाउन सक्ने अधिकार संसदमा रहेको बहुमतलाई दिएको छ, संसदको बहुमतलाई दिएको छ र त्यो बहुमत नेपाल कम्युनिस्ट पार्टीसँग छ। त्यसैले गर्दा प्रधानमन्त्रीजीले जे अभिव्यक्ति राख्नु भएको छ, आफ्ना सहयोद्धाहरूतर्फ लक्षित होस् या अरूतिर लक्षित होस्, यो गैर राजनीतिक छ। नेपाली कांग्रेस पार्टी यो बारेमा प्रधानमन्त्रीजीको अभिव्यक्तिप्रति आपत्ति आज फेरि पनि प्रकट गर्न चाहन्छ।
Meanwhile, Nepali Congress has made a few changes to its schedule for the upcoming 14th General Convention. The inaugural date for the convention, however, remains the same.
एक भन्दा बढी प्रतिनिधि सभा निर्वाचन क्षेत्र भएको जिल्लाहरूको जिल्ला अधिवेशन 77 साल कार्तिक 25 गतेबाट 77 साल पुसको 16 गतेलाई पुर्याएका छौं। प्रदेशको अधिवेशन 7 वटा प्रदेशको अधिवेशन 2077 साल मंसिरको 29 गतेलाई निर्धारित थियो। 2 महिनापछि लगेर हामीले माघको 6 गते हामीले निर्धारित करिब 1.5 महिना पछाडीको लागि निर्धारित गरेका छौं र पार्टीको 14औं महाधिवेशन नेपाली कांग्रेस पार्टीको 14औं महाधिवेशनको पूर्व निर्धारित मिति 2077 सालको फागुन 7 गतेको ऐतिहासिक दिनका दिन प्रारम्भ गर्ने र 7, 8, 9, 10 4 दिनसम्म सम्पन्न गर्ने भन्ने मितिलाई अहिले बरकरार राखेका छौं।
Several leaders had urged the Central Committee to reconsider the date for General Convention, citing difficulties in organizing the event. The number of coronavirus cases in the country has climbed to 13,564 as 316 individuals tested positive for COVID-19 yesterday. The number of deaths has reached 30. According to Health Ministry, the swab sample test of a 45-year-old man who had died on Saturday in Assam came positive. Meanwhile, the number of coronavirus tests through PCR method has declined as only 4,700 tests were carried out yesterday. This is against the claim by Health Ministry of expanding the number of daily tests to over 10,000. Bajura has once again reported the highest infections. 51 individuals tested positive in Bajura yesterday, taking the district's total to 330. Likewise, Doti reported 30 cases, Mahottari 29, Acham 28, Saptari 25 and Palpa 19. The number of infections in Doti has exceeded 400. With this, the number of districts that have exceeded 400 cases has reached 10. Meanwhile, 14 cases were reported from Kathmandu Valley yesterday. This includes 12 from Kathmandu and 1 each from Bhaktapur and Lalitpur. 60 individuals, including an 85-year-old man from Mustang, have registered full recovery, taking the total tally to 3,194. Over 53,000 are kept in various quarantines across the country. The Education and Health Committee under the Parliament has directed the government to procure auto machines at the earliest to raise the number of coronavirus tests through PCR method. The committee meeting held earlier yesterday directed the government to procure the auto machines without any delay, citing that the procurement had been hindered over various pretexts. Likewise, the committee has also directed the government to provide additional funds to the local levels to combat coronavirus spread and better manage quarantine centers. The government has also been directed to attend to the problems seen in providing health services to patients of other health problems and to provide encouragement allowances to health workers working to combat the spread of COVID-19. Majority of the committee members that spoke at the meeting yesterday raised questions on the lack of coordination between 3 tiers of the government and the delay in procuring health equipment to combat COVID-19. The share market was closed 2 hours early yesterday as the NEPSE index witnessed a 6% surge. The benchmark NEPSE surged by 6% within 2 hours of opening, and the trading was suspended for the day with third circuit. The first circuit break was applied in 48th minute of the trading when the NEPSE increased by 4%. The market resumed 20 minutes later. However, the index rose by 1% within 10 minutes and the second circuit was applied for 40 minutes. When the market resumed again, the NEPSE index rose by 1% within 3 minutes. The trading thus was suspended for the day. The benchmark index NEPSE dropped by 13 points on Monday after the stock market resumed its trading after 1.5 months of shutdown due to the nationwide lockdown. The NEPSE surged by 72 points to settle at 1,260.75 points yesterday. All subgroups except mutual and hotel groups recorded positive trading. Life insurance group saw the highest increment of 635 points, while commercial banks saw an increase of 74 points. Shares worth 227.2 million rupees were traded yesterday. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked locals in Sankhwa Sabha what do they think of the local government's decision to expand roads by encroaching pavements. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
सवारी साधन गुड्ने र मान्छेहरू व्यक्तिगत रूपमा पैदल हिँड्ने गरी एउटा छुट्टै खालको रुट बन्नु जरुरी छ, जसको कारण बजारलाई पनि अलिकति व्यवस्थित हुने, मान्छेहरू ग्राहकहरूलाई पनि सुविधा हुने।
फुटपाथ मासेर ग्राभेल गर्दा बाटो बनाउँदा विकास त भयो, तर विकासले के निम्ति आयो भने अर्को सर्वसाधारण मान्छे, अपाङ्ग, वृद्धहरू, सामान्य चाहिँ किनमेल गर्न हिँड्ने, बजारमा हिँड्ने मान्छेहरूलाई चाहिँ असर पर्यो।
बाटो बनाउनका लागि त एकदम राम्रो विकासको कुरो हो, तर मान्छे हिँड्ने पेटी पनि चाहिन्छ, सडक पनि चाहिन्छ। मान्छे कहाँबाट हिँड्ने? गाडी हिँड्ने साथसाथै छेउमा मान्छे पनि हिँड्ने बाटो भएर आउनु।
मान्छे हिँड्ने पनि बाटो चाहिँ राख्नु पर्यो हैन। अब फुटपाथमा चाहिँ मान्छे ओहोर गर्ने बुढापाका मान्छेलाई चाहिँ त्यो बाटो राखिएन।
आधारभूत एउटा आवश्यकीय मिनिमम संरचना मिनिमम क्राइटेरियालाई फलो नगरी हामी चाहिँ विकासको उपलब्धि प्राप्त गर्न सक्दैनौँ।
फुटपाथको अवस्था चाहिँ कायम राख्नै पर्छ।
अब हामी हिँड्ने कहाँ त सडकको जति सबै भइगयो, अर्को व्यक्तिगत त्यो के अरे पेटीबाट हामीहरूलाई हिँड्न दिएन भनेदेखि त हामी त पेटीबाट हिँड्न पाइएन भनेदेखि त माझबाट हिँड्दाखेरि दुर्घटना हुन्छ कि सवारीसँग दुर्घटना हुन्छ कि भन्ने ठुलो डर भयो। यसको चाहिँ अलिकति खोइ कसले हेरिदिन्छ हेरिदिए हुन्थ्यो।
Time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And here's the question. What's your take on the government's decision to amend laws and raise facilities for local representatives amid the ongoing pandemic? Your options: option A, lack of apathy; option B, indulgence in nature; option C, demand of time. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select options A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And time now for the sports update. Lionel Messi scored the 700th goal of his career with a penalty in Barcelona's La Liga draw with Atletico Madrid on Tuesday. The Spanish Giants' all-time top scorer hit the landmark goal for club and country by gently chipping the ball into the net as Jan Oblak dived the wrong way. The goal had put Barcelona 2-1 up, but Atletico hit back to draw 2-2. Barca remains second, 1 point behind Real Madrid, who have a game in hand. Messi's penalty was also his 630th goal in his 724th appearance for the club. The Argentina star played a part in the opener for Barcelona when his corner hit Diego Costa and deflected into the back of the net. Costa quickly had the chance to make amends when Atletico were awarded a penalty after Yannick Carrasco was fouled inside the box. Costa stepped up to take the spot kick only to see it saved by Ter Stegen, but it had to be retaken because the Barcelona goalkeeper had come up his line early. Saul Niguez took the second penalty and sent Ter Stegen the wrong way. Messi restored Barcelona's lead and reached his career milestone with his cheeky Panenka, named after Antonin Panenka's famous penalty for Czechoslovakia in the final of the 1976 European Championship. But Niguez equalized again with another penalty. That's all for the moment. Keep watching Kantipur Television HD for more news and entertainment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.